There we go. So first off, welcome, and great to see you in person. And
Thank you.
after our email exchanges of many years now, actually.
Yes.
So, so our purpose with this is to try to get some take in your own words about how people can listen to the piece. You know, when lots of times when people hear a new piece of music, um, it's a lot to assimilate at the beginning, and they don't really get a sense of how to listen to it. And so they think, well, I think I liked it, but I need to hear it again. And then will I hear it
Right.
again? And so we wanted to make that as easy as possible for everybody listening to the performance by you giving a little bit of an intro, maybe about why you wrote the piece. I know it's in three sections, and you describe it very beautifully in the program notes, but nobody's going to have those. Um,
Right.
so, could you say a few words about how you came up with the concept of this particular piece?
Um, well, I'm more of a programmatic type composer. I just like to have something to guide my ideas. So when I was asked to do this, the first thing that came to my mind was, what am I going to write about? And then I thought, Psalm 23. It's very picturesque and it describes uh, different scenes, which is what which is what the piece is made of it's a three-part piece. And it is, each part describes something in Psalm 23. For instance, part one describes a pastoral scene. The When he says, the still waters, the green pastures. That is a part of that pastoral scene. Then going into the valley of the shadow of death, that's the second part. And then the third part deals with the dwelling in the house of the Lord forever. And each one of those sections gave me ideas on how to compose it.
Mm.
So dealing with the pastoral scene, I developed the motive from all of the alphabets that can be converted into notes of a friend of mine who is also an organist. And it just so happens that the order of the notes gave me the creation for the theme. And as I worked it, you begin with a pervasive four note motive from those notes, and it just creates the scene. You have uh, slow moving chromatic chords and hexatonic scales. You have a descending hexatonic scale. It just kind of creates the atmosphere of peace. And that's what the first section hopefully is intended to do, to create an atmosphere of peace. Then we come to the second section, which is the valley of the shadow of death. I wish I had known this. I went to Israel over this last summer, and there is literally a place called the shadow of death, the valley of the shadow of death. And that is where David, excuse me, that is where David actually tended his sheep. I wish I had known that when I wrote this. I may have written it differently, but in being there, I didn't really see any difference in how I wrote it from what it was, because it was a place where robbers and bandits hid out and hurt people that traveled that way. So that's why they named it the Valley of the Shadow of Death. And it also uses the hexatonic scales, but they are ascending. And there is a one note ostinato in the pedal that is used to create drama. And there are diminished seventh chords. To me, the diminished seventh chord was really uh, a chord that is infused with a lot of drama in the way it is used. And it ends with a split third chord that ends that particular section. And it explodes into the third section, dwelling in the house of the Lord, explodes into a toccata that uses that four note motive in the pedal. And that's how it ends with the final statement of the motive in the pedal.
That's beautiful. That programmatic description is really helpful. And I actually hadn't thought about that actual place called Valley of the Shadow of Death. You
Yeah,
just think of it as kind of a pictorial image that's kind of meant
right.
as a metaphor, but it's actually a actual
A
spot.
real, yes, it's a real place.
Fascinating. That's so fascinating. Well, I think your piece is going to be a real joy to hear, and I can't wait to hear the opening performance. I can't wait to learn the piece. And, and thank you so much for writing this. And I think I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Oh, yes, yes.
So safe travels when you do come here in a few months. And well, Eurydice, it's Eurydice, right? That's how you pronounce your
That's
name.
correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Well, I'm again. Thank you so much for writing this piece, and it's really going to be fun to have you here and to hear it in its premiere.
Yes, I can hardly wait. And thank you so much.
My pleasure. All right,
All
you
right.
take care. Have a great day.
You do the same. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye for now.